Welcome to the Squared Circle Jerks podcast. We're here to review WWE action from this week, Raw through to NXT, and then at the end of this, we're going to give our predictions for Hell in the Cell. So, Byron,
I did that on Twitter.
Yes, you did, but we will go deeper.
Fair enough. I don't know why, but okay.
He's Byron. I'm Mike, and we're ready to kick this off.
I have wine.
So the WWE week, as always, begins with WWE Raw. I actually rather liked Raw this week. It was pretty solid. Braun Strowman got to beat up the tag team champions, but not at the same time. We had the Shield reunion teased. We had, what else was good on the show? Matt Hardy and Jason Jordan versus The Club was pretty good. And Roman Reigns versus The Miz was actually a pretty serviceable match, which, considering how much I dislike The Miz, is pretty impressive.
That is impressive.
Roman took out Axel and Dallas at the start of the match with a pretty brutal preemptive strike, so that was good. The only thing I'll say about this whole angle is that Cesaro and Sheamus came out to take out Roman and kind of set up the Bar and Miz versus the Shield, which is a good match. I'm looking forward to that. But earlier in the night, they had a promo where Roman said that he wasn't getting involved in the Bar's feud with Ambrose and Rollins, because Ambrose and Rollins are big boys. They can take care of themselves. So hopefully they explain next Monday why the Bar attacked Roman, because that kind of needs to happen for it to make logical sense.
Because, well, the only thing that comes to my mind is they deliberately attacked him because they're bad guys, and he stated flat out he's not getting involved, so what the fuck do they care? He's not going to come after him.
I would assume if you attack a guy, though, he's going to come after them.
Yeah, totally. That's where the logic hole is. But, you know.
So, I mean, you've gone from not being involved with Roman Reigns, who's supposed to be in kayfabe storyline a big badass, to probably being his main enemy on his list. So, hopefully that gets explanation.
The main nemesis of the evening.
Bray Wyatt is apparently going to wrestle as Sister Abigail against Finn Balor.
Fuck off.
Depending on how they do it, it could be good, but I don't trust it. I don't trust them to do it well.
Fuck off.
Otherwise, this promo is pretty good. I don't like where it's going, but the promo with him and Finn Balor was good.
Oh, that's I never expected anything less out of Bray Wyatt. That dude can promo his ass off. He's like the second most charismatic person on the roster.
Speaking of the most charismatic, Enzo Amore.
That is correct. That is undisputable.
So yeah, I had fun with this. He actually literally went through the division, because the division had surrounded the ring, kind of putting everyone down except for Tozawa, because Tozawa apparently on Twitter had said that he liked Enzo. So yeah. Enzo's like, Tozawa, I could hurt you. I'm not going to, but I could, because you said you liked me on Twitter. So that was fun, and this all led to Kalisto being introduced as the new 205er, because Enzo has a contract that says it's gone from if you touch me, you lose your title shot, to if you touch me, you get fired.
Yeah.
So we needed someone.
Like. It's a very 90s Jericho thing to do, so I enjoy that.
The only thing I would have said is I would have liked to see where it explained why Kurt Angle granted that, because they did that with the lose your title shot thing. Basically, Enzo is annoying, and please get away from me.
Well, I think they just kind of went with the same again, because, I mean, would you want to sit there with that? Enzo, he's great on the mic, and he's great all around, except for, he's got some work to do in the ring. Other than that, I wouldn't want to sit with him for an hour.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not the logic hole that the Bar attacking Roman is, but I'm just saying, it's a little bit of a thing. Kalisto ends up laying him out. I don't like his new ring gear, because I liked his old ring gear. You don't remember his old ring gear, so you like his new ring gear. So
yeah, no, I enjoyed the... not really how to describe. I like the contrast. Like he's got like big wide eye holes, but it's all blacked out. And there's little things about the costume that I like, the subtleties of it. The stuff that he came out on 205 Live, that was like, I think he was trying to out Enzo, which was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. The bad stuff. Mickie James is basically in a storyline where the storyline is she is old. Not really a fan of that.
Boring.
They've already done Piggy James. I guess they got to go to the old stuff. And
She is smoking hot.
She is hot. She's very hot.
She could be 70. I don't care. She's hot.
She had a match with Nia Jax that would have been fine if it was a lot shorter than it was. It was your standard like KG veteran versus monster heel. The problem is that can only take you for a couple minutes, and this went pretty long. So, not great.
Well, Nia Jax has been able to, in the last year, she's really picked up her game, so she's been able to carry, or at least be very, very involved, if not totally carry, a longer match. So, I don't have a problem with them assuming that's going to be able to happen. But if
it did not here.
If it wasn't a good match, it wasn't a good match.
Elias Sampson defeated Titus, which I'm not a big fan of because that's 3 straight wins over Titus Brand or Titus Worldwide, and I don't know why they're squandering that. They had something there.
Doesn't understand. That doesn't make any sense at all. Makes even less sense to not stop the dogs from barking in my backyard, but let's not go there.
Mickie gets a title shot courtesy of Kurt Angle, so she'll face Alexa Bliss at TLC. What else did we have here? Oh, and we had a women's tag match between Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Emma and Alicia Fox. My thing here is fuck Alicia Fox is the secret partner, and yeah, this was not any good.
Sounds reasonable.
Emma's doing this thing where she just turns on everyone. She refused to tag in after a while.
Nope.
So
nope. You just don't like. That's not a gimmick. You don't.
Yeah. So, a mixed bag on Raw, but I'd say overall a good show. The problem is that this should kind of be like the standard for Raw as opposed to being like a good Raw. Is what it comes down to. So, there you go. Moving on to SmackDown. I have not really anything nice to say about SmackDown. I enjoyed the Usos and the New Day promo. The Usos are actually quite in sync on the mic, which makes sense with them being, I guess, twins and, all. And
would behoove them, yes.
And the New Day delivers on the mic. But that was the highlight of the show. The Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens confrontation, it wasn't great. Aiden English got squashed by Randy Orton. Mind you, I'll say actually a decent RKO at a nowhere spot, so that's good. Carmella and Natty faced Charlotte and Becky in a match that was pretty good until the end when Charlotte hit Becky with the briefcase, or not? Carmella hit Becky with the briefcase and Natty tapped out Charlotte. Bit weird. Normally, the person who gets hit with the briefcase should eat the fall, I would think, but okay.
One would assume, yes.
Nakamura had a rough promo and then a confrontation with the Mahals and saying, the champ ends up getting to stand tall, which hopefully means he's losing the belt to the pay-per-view.
Nope.
Probably not. I'm just saying hopefully.
He's going to hold that shit for like 30 years until there's no federation left.
Bobby Roode squashed Mike Kanellis, who still works for the company, so I guess that's a positive. Ziggler teases that he has a big entrance plan for Hell in a Cell, and I just have written here, this gimmick sucks.
Yes.
Then we had Baron Corbin versus Ty Dillinger. Dillinger got the win. Okay match, but mostly taking place in the commercial break, which people have said, you can still watch the match. I'm like, yeah, but it's rest holds during the commercial break. You're not watching anything.
Nope.
Dillinger got a roll-up win, and as of right now, is still not in the U.S. title match, so Baron's getting a title shot off of a loss.
Excellent. Booking 101 right out the window.
Oh, and the other thing about Raw is, after having this kind of Mean Girls segment with Mickie James being old with Emma, and Alicia Fox was involved in it, and Nia Jax, and Alexa Bliss, they do that, they do the match, and then they have the Susan G. Komen Foundation spot where, breast cancer survivors get to have their moment to shine. And believe me, I'm fully behind this, but you have all of the girls being like, oh, God, we all love each other. And it's like, could you have not done this before the half the division just called her old?
No, they could not. Booking 101 doesn't... Booking 101 says you don't do that, therefore they do. Also, the Susan G. Komen Foundation pays 80% of its profits to its executives, so it's fucking pointless.
I mean, I still appreciate the awareness, but yes, it's not the charitable organization that it generally tries to pretend to be.
They need to change their shit from being a charity to being a PR firm.
That would be pretty much it. We
celebrate cancer! Yeah!
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. There's been a lot of not so great stuff with the Susan G. Komen Foundation, so... If you didn't know that, now you do.
Oh, you didn't know?
Then we go to 205 Live, so take us in, sir.
I would, but all of my dogs are barking.
I can hear that. That is sad. I will lead us in then. So...
No, don't do it. I'll do it.
Okay, lead us in.
Alright, they finally shut the fuck up. Okay, so 205 Live is the best thing on Raw. Because you get to see the only thing that anybody gives a shit about on Raw, and they just replay it for you very briefly so you can see it. You don't have to watch 3 hours of shitty TV. You can just watch 205 Live and they'll give you the best parts. I literally have written here, Raw recap, fucking sweet! No need to watch that Ben-Hur length bullshit ever again. And Kalisto looking good in his new gear. That's written down right next. Mm-hmm. Enzo doing Enzo stuff. There was, I believe, was it Steven Larson or was it the Wrestle Talk guys who did a thing about has Enzo saved 205 Live? I don't remember.
I think both have done it at this point, actually.
The answer is yes.
Pretty popular.
Yes. He fucking well has, because he's given a spotlight which they haven't had before. He's put a lot of shine on that division and on that show, and people are paying the fuck attention now. He's giving it... He's kind of like the tip of the pyramid, and everybody else is on... you can now differentiate different sides of a pyramid, where it used to be just kind of a triangle drawn on a page. If that metaphor makes any sense.
I follow it.
Excellent. We had, and then we had a little promo off between, well, it wasn't really a promo off. You had Kalisto come out and he did his thing. I was actually kind of digging it, but then you and I are big fans of the Lucha Underground, so that kind of feeds into that. He started doing the Spanish stuff, and I was waiting for, somebody to translate on the mic or somebody to, put up translations on the screen, and neither of those things happened. No habla español, por favor, por inglés. But he switched to English. He sounds good doing either or. The crowd was really mixed for Enzo. They really want to like him, but they know they're not supposed to.
Yeah, his actions are entirely heelish, but he was so over as a babyface before that's not going away.
Yeah, exactly. He is the Stone Cold of right now. Stone Cold did some straight up heel shit, and people were like, "All right, that's cool. We appreciate your direct action, sir." Whereas Enzo's not really... Well, he is taking direct action. It's just that it's cheating action. And I like the fact that he is... Yes, he's getting all of the spotlight right now, but everybody else is getting some shine along with that. It's... The sunlight is spreading throughout the forest now.
Yeah, obviously, if you get eyeballs on the program, it's going to give opportunities for other guys to acquire fans that they wouldn't have otherwise acquired.
Indeed. And then we had ourselves a match between your boy Arya Daivari and your boy Kalisto. And it was an alright match. Kalisto got to get some of his shit in. He did a knee drop springboard plancha to the outside.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
He did a barrel roll headbutt. Prophets of Rage or whatever the fuck your names are. Take fucking note. This is how you do a move and spin with impact. Get it together. He did they call it a basement Rana. I would like to call it a shotgun Rana, because it's just damn, that stuff's got impact if you can, if you do it right.
Yeah, that's true.
Daivari got one move in, which is a really snazzy frog splash, which I guess somebody, was it Vic Joseph?
Vic Joseph called it the Persian lion splash. I'm
and I have noted here.
Doesn't have the ring.
I have noted here. They need more words in that finisher to make it even clunkier to say on air. Best marketing ever.
Yeah.
And then Kalisto won with Destino! And, yeah. So it was an alright match. I got to see a couple flashy things, and it didn't take too long, and it was alright. It was fine.
I enjoyed the Salvation Army bit. That was pretty freaking funny. I'm a good guy, so would donate your outfit to the Salvation Army. I feel bad about it, though.
And then we had your boy Andrew Garlic come out and do a little bit of a promo, and it was so great. Nigel McGuinness waited until the crowd was absolutely flat dead, and he's just like, yes! Like, really quietly. And we get to see slide number 8 is no flipping, and my question here in the notes is, does that include birds?
Oh, I'm sure it doesn't.
And then slide number 9 was Yumma Yumma Go R, Gummy Go to the Yard, and your boy, the Persian, no, he's not Persian, the other guy's Persian.
Mustafa Ali.
Nightmare, Mustafa Ali.
I was a little disappointed that it was Mustafa Ali that came out, because like we had that long Gulak and Ali feud, and it's like, man, it really just highlights how shallow the roster is. That we really don't have enough bodies.
Yeah, I mean, they could have brought out Lindsay Dorado. That would have been fun.
That would have been preferable. I was hoping we'd get some Lindsay.
Or maybe some Grand Metalik.
Yeah.
Since it said no flipping, those two guys would have probably been all right. But it makes sense that it was Ali. He does do the flippy stuff. And then I have note here that Mr. Toasty Zawa came out with the Ultimate Warrior t-shirt on, which was awesome. And there was the ugliest Rana in the history of Ranas. And then Ali saved the whole thing by doing this nice, tasty back roll through over the bottom rope with a springboard drop kick that was awesome. So that sequence was great. I don't know what happened with the Rana. It was not good.
Yeah, the Rana was bad.
My only real issue with the match is that every time Tozawa, who was sitting up on the entryway on a chair with a mic, every time Andrew Garlic there got himself a little roll together, he would start chanting, because there's the whole no chanting. He's got a no chanting sign. At one point, he goes running around the ring with the no chanting sign, going, no chanting!
I was hoping he'd get counted out like doing that. That would
have been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been the best. But they didn't do that because they're non-creative, and apparently there's some child shouting outside now.
Yep.
So my problem is that every time Tozawa would start doing his chant, Gulak would stare around like he was being haunted. Like he just couldn't understand where this was coming from. He had no frame of reference as to where vocal sounds were emitting. I
thought the idea was that he was so... It was more that he was staring at the people who were chanting. It's not that he didn't know where Tozawa was.
If you're going to do that, you look at the people in the front row so you can see the people. You don't look in the 90th
it was
row way the hell back.
It was poorly executed as hell, but I think that was the idea.
So I'm pretty sure that Andrew Garlic here is being haunted by poltergeists and just is disturbed.
Mm-hmm. There are poltergeists yelling "ha" in his ear.
Yeah. We had a little promo. I forget who was in the promo, but I thought for sure that the interview bot had her tits out. Because
this is the Brian Kendrick one.
Oh, yeah. That was a pretty good promo, actually, which is good for a change. But the interview bot had a shirt on that was not quite, but almost exactly the same tone as her skin.
I noted that.
And I thought for sure that her tits were just out. And I was like, what?
Wardrobe malfunction!
Or not. Then we had us a match between Gentleman Jack the Ripper and the man with the most boring entrance music on the planet.
This was after Cedric had ambushed Kendrick and injured his leg.
Yeah.
Also, I like that Kendrick was brown-nosing Enzo.
Yeah, it was good. I like that. I like that some actual heels are getting behind the heel. It's good times.
Yeah, it's good times.
There wasn't a whole lot to say about the main event, except for it was good. I liked the whole thing. I can point to maybe a few things. There was a bit where Jack dove under the corner of the ring and under the apron. And
that was pretty sweet.
Cedric went like, "Oh fuck you, I'll get you little bastard." So he went down and pulled it up, and he wasn't there, and he stood back up, and the next thing you know, Gentleman Jack the Ripper's flying off the ring steps, going "Ah!" So it was an awesome little duck dive and ring around the rosy. It was just a really good match. It was just stiff enough. It made it feel as if these guys were actually having some sort of conflict. Isn't that amazing? That your ring work can convey storyline. Holy shit.
I will say this is kind of the saving grace of that whole Kendrick Gallagher thing, which we were not a fan of, and I want to make clear, still not. It was still a really poorly done thing. But the end result, pretty nice, because we're getting like edgier Jack Gallagher and edgier Cedric Alexander by extension.
I'm liking it.
That's fun.
Cedric got the win. Did he hit the lumbar check? I don't
know. No. Cedric got DQ'd for smashing Gallagher with the umbrella.
Right. I forgot. So Jack got the win, and then Cedric Alexander's music, of course, plays because logic. And Cedric Alexander's music is fucking trash, so it killed the entire mood. It took every bit of heat out of this match instantly. As soon as like heat gone, might as well not have had the match. And also on his way out, Jack Gallagher made the best old man mean face I have ever seen
from someone who's not actually old.
Exactly. Just awesome. I actually went back. I wanted to go back and get a screenshot of that, but maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know.
Indeed. This was pretty good. Like, there was a little bit of...
If I do, will you splice it in here?
Yeah, I could possibly do it.
Excellent.
There was some post-match brawling, and Kendrick came out limping, selling the leg. This was all good. I was pretty up on 205 Live. I'm pretty happy with how everything's going there.
Everything's solid. Everything was solid.
I don't have any faith that they have any idea how to transition from this Enzo period to the period after Enzo, but I mean, it's WWE. They could only be so inept at their job.
Yeah, I would just copy. Again, I would just copy Jericho. Just like have him do the Jericho Malenko feud from WCW, and just always like, sure, he could lose the title, but he's got to get it right back. Like, there's got to be a loophole. He's like, no, that's my title because you did this, and therefore loophole my title back now. Thank you.
I'm just saying, at some point you got to get beyond that, and I have no faith in him to actually do
totally. it. At some point, someone's going to just kick the absolute living dick out of him, or there's like a no DQ match, or they do a Hell in a Cell at the WrestleMania. Or I don't know, whatever it is. But at some point, someone's going to kick him in the dick and roll him up and then get the win, and they'll get all of the pops. But I think it's way too early for that.
Way too early. Like that's WrestleMania at the earliest.
Indeed. Then we got NXT.
Yep. NXT, pretty damn good. I mean, the main event specifically was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that the main event was really the only real highlight on the show. I'm going to be a little bit more negative about NXT, even though I did end up liking it.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of my thing, is the main event made this show somewhat worth watching, although yes, everything before the main event I don't think anyone needs to see. No, I mean, if you're interested in the storylines, probably a good idea. I don't really think any storylines even really got further, though. Like, that's
not really. I mean, to start off, we had the gruesome twosome, which I have written down. Jesus, how can two attractive women be this much of a boner killer? And we got to see a springboard pretty early in the match. Was Ruby Riott hit a springboard back senton that was disgustingly awesome.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed that.
Right after that, I have in all caps, fuck, how do you fuck up a crucifix bomb that badly? Stop dragging Ruby's career down.
Yeah, the iconic duo of Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, I've said this, well, we both said this repetitively. I have absolutely zero use for Peyton Royce, and if Billie Kay wants to do like kind of like shoot kickboxing matches, I can kind of maybe get behind that. She's not bad at the striking exchanges, but her wrestling is not good, and Peyton Royce is not good for anything.
No. Speaking of Peyton Royce, right after the fucking lame-o, this was as bad. Oh, who was it? Was it Flair? At one point, there was somebody did a sunset bomb in the corner, and this was back in the 90s. And I've seen a clip of it on, I think it was on a U-Shoot. Somebody was like, check this action right here. And I don't want to say it's Flair, but it might have been Flair. It was definitely somebody of an elderly nature that wanted to protect their spot. And so it was set up for a sunset bomb in the corner. Did the flip, went, added the momentum, and the guy clung to the ropes until there was no momentum at all. And he gently let go of the ropes and gently rolled onto his back. And then that was supposed to be the finish, and of course they couldn't do that finish.
Yeah, this ended up being, super soft powerbomb.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened with the crucifix bomb, because the heel didn't want to take the move. So very gently lowered herself onto her butt, and very gently eased herself back on her shoulders, to which Ruby Riott just had to throw her off and start again. It was fucking bad. And then right after that, they did a little schmozzle, I believe, and Peyton Royce got up and did the shittiest heel work I've ever seen. She drove heat away from the match. Oh, God. I have it written down here. They have X-Pac apathy, not even heat. And then Nikki Cross showed up, and I was excited.
Yep.
And I have, and my next note is, business picking up, you will fucking sell.
The only problem is we just wound up with Nikki Cross doing the exact same thing she did 2 weeks ago with them.
Yeah, but...
I've seen this already.
Yeah, that's true. But I kind of really want Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross to become a women's tag team.
Oh, I would be 100% behind that. Very behind.
Just get Ruby Riott into sanity. She's on the edge of being appropriate for the group, so just gotta get her in there.
The only problem is that who would they even feud with, though? Because
everybody else.
We've been through this. We're the NXT women's division right now is not good. It's
true, but I mean, you got two.
It's a lot of really green girls and unfortunately the freaking Aussies.
Yeah, but I mean, you got two excellent workers who can go in there. They don't even need you to do anything. You're just gonna go in there, and you're gonna get double teamed. We're gonna kick the shit out of you. You take a couple moves, and we go home. That's it. You don't need to. They can get away with that. I think.
I hope so, but I don't even have the faith that they can do that.
And going back to Peyton Royce, I have in my notes, bitch looks like an Edvard Munch painting. Splicey. That's your cue to send you that thing. That should be, if all goes well in my mind, that's across the screen right now on the YouTube video. And
I'm too lazy to do this.
Oh, you fucking whore. I did the perfect thing. Somebody said something about Nikki Cross cross-facing, which tickled my fancy. And my last note for this match was, Jesus, they can't get heat, they can't work, they can't sell a finisher unless Nikki Cross beats it into you. Just fucking fire them. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't really understand why these two girls have been in the business for a couple years now. They've been in developmental for a long time. I don't get it. And we've already been through this. I don't like pretty girl wrestlers. To be clear, that doesn't mean that I don't like pretty girls who wrestle. I don't like girls whose character is we are pretty and we wrestle.
Correct.
Because it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. And then we had a Lars Sullivan promo spot, and I didn't notice until now, but Mr. Lars had a lisp. And I think they should team him up with Elias Samson, baby.
Yeah, that wouldn't be all that bad, actually. He needs a bit of work on the mic, but expected. He's pretty green on the mic, so this was exactly where I expected his promo skills to be. So good work. Just keep it up.
Pretty much. You can only go up from here, hopefully. We had a Selena Vega promo. She said something about being a puppet master. I'm pretty sure that should be puppet mistress or just puppeteer. And
it is supposed to be your second language.
I don't know, because it's pretty obviously that she's from New York City.
Yeah, I know, but the character is supposed to be from Mexico.
They did, after that, I was pretty much completely over her. It was very basic, very scripted, didn't get anything over with, much like Cien Almas himself, who I'm appreciating more, but it's not because of her. They had something flashed up about Sanity. Sanity was taking on the Undisputed Millennium or something. Is that what?
I believe that's happening next week, yeah.
Yeah, so they flashed that up on there, and I noticed that I was apparently not paying attention for the last couple of years, but Sanity has the S-A and Y capitalized and the N-I-T lowercase. Yep. I'm apparently just not paying attention. So, Marilyn Manson has a song on his new album called Say 10. This is his 10th album, the S-A-Y, number 10, Say 10. And, surprise, surprise, it's about Satan.
Yeah.
So, I finally noticed how they fonted this up and went, Satan? If you're a little dyslexic, that says Satan. I was impressed with my own inventiveness, and maybe I cracked a code. Who knows?
I'm fine with the Zelina Vega promo. It tells the story, but it's nothing you should go back and watch or anything. That's it, really.
And the next segment, I have a problem with.
Yeah. I'll let you go first, but I probably have the same things to say, but I'm still going to rant about them.
You know what? I'll read my notes, and then we can go from there. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
In all caps, it says, "Holy shit, it's Leo Rush!" I totally forgot they signed him months ago. Holy fucking shit, he's wrestling Aleister Black! Fuck me running! I got a 3/4 chub! And then it says, in all caps, fuck, no, you fucking idiots, we all wanted to see that match eat 3 kilometers of diseased whale cock. I'm upset. And then I said, Splicey Whiplash. So again, if Mio hasn't Splicey, then Splicey for yourself. If you haven't seen the movie Whiplash, then you're not getting that joke.
If you haven't seen the movie Whiplash, just look up The Legend of Korra done to Whiplash, and it'll make it clear.
They have a sequel. Have you seen the sequel?
I have.
Excellent. And then my final note for the match is, this does not get the heel extra heat. This gets the Booker extra heat for fucking up a match we all wanted to fucking see. That's pretty much my entire thing in a nutshell right there.
Yeah, no, this sucked all kinds of dick. I had Leo Rush and Aleister Black had like a 15-minute match on this card, plus Drew McIntyre and Roderick Strong. This would have been elevated to one of the best NXT shows of all time.
Absolutely.
Excluding like takeover specials, obviously. I mean, just the TV program.
Jesus.
And instead of giving us that, you teased us that.
I was ready to stand up and jump around.
Yeah.
Physically.
You tease us that, and then have Velveteen Dream do an assault. It was a pretty decent assault, I'll give credit where it is due, but basically all we end up with is Velveteen Dream laying out Leo Rush, who's, big debut here, totally ruined. Completely ruined. And yelling, "Look at me, Aleister! Look at me!"
I'm gonna make you say my name.
As Aleister Black. Yeah, no, I know. I like that the crowd started doing the Destiny's Child song for him. That's that's a sign that we buy you as a legitimate badass heel.
Yeah. Here's what I want. I want next week, Velveteen Dream comes out of the ring and yada 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 starts spouting off. You're all gonna know my name. You're all gonna say my name. And Leo Rush's music hits. And Leo Rush comes out with a microphone. And if he could have a fake mustache on, that would be awesome, but it's not necessary. And he just says, "I'm your Huckleberry," and then comes down to the ring and beats the shit out of the Velveteen Dream.
Yep, I'd be down with that. Leo Rush, for those of you who do not know Leo Rush, he is really, really, really good. And Aleister Black is really, really, really good. I feel cheated of not having seen this match.
I feel cheated of a potential match of the year candidate. This could have been that.
Fuck.
It wouldn't win, because we've already got 4 matches that are clearly some of the best of all time this year.
Yeah, I mean, Okada
Sorry
Omega's
about
taking
your
that home.
damn luck, but you'd be talked about.
Yeah. Then we had Kairi Sane versus Aaliyah. Don't know why Aaliyah got the jobber entrance where she didn't get an entrance, because she's been on NXT TV for over a year. Was until I assume she got hurt, because she's been off TV for a while. I'm assuming injury. Was one of the mainstays of the women's division, so kind of weird that she didn't get an entrance, because God knows other jobbers get entrances.
Yeah, I'd never heard of her before. If she's been on TV for over a year, they've been hiding her real well. And both of these women, I did not watch any of the Mae Young Classic. I may get around to it at some point. I can't guarantee it. At this point, it's going to be kind of like 205 Live, where I wish I hadn't, I kind of wish it wouldn't exist so that I don't have something hanging over my head that clearly is superior to the current product. But these two each have really great moves, and seemingly, I don't know about the rookie chick, but she's, for a rookie, great ability. There's a lot going on there for both of them, but they are not compatible in the ring. The timing was all kinds of off. There was all kinds of very, very telegraphed, all kinds of things.
Yeah, the match felt super clunky.
A lot of stuff was super Miz-soft, which was not how things should be going in a debut. You got to come out with a statement. My final note on the match is weird short match, not a Nakamura level debut. Then again, there is no female Sami Zayn for this.
No, I mean, the closest thing would be like a Ruby Riott or something.
That would have been great.
That would have been better use of Ruby Riott, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I mean, I will say this. I don't understand why Aaliyah doesn't get pushed, because she's in the same, kind of class, as it were, of graduates from the Performance Center as the two we bitched about earlier, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, and she is a lot better than them, so, yeah, I don't get it.
No, not at all. It was, I mean, I see lots of potential, and I have lots of hope for both of them, but this wasn't it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it was just bad combination for whatever reason.
Yep.
Then we had the NXT title match.
Event of the evening.
Yep, Drew McIntyre versus Roderick Strong. I'm going to get my only nitpick out about this match, and it's a nitpick of wrestling, just period. McIntyre comes off the top rope to get countered with a drop kick. What is getting countered? Because he was a good 5 feet away from making any contact with Roddy until Roddy threw the drop kick. So
at least go for a crossbar.
Yeah, okay, but other than that, fantastic match.
Agreed.
I really enjoyed it. It's a bit of big man versus little man stuff, because McIntyre is huge compared to Roderick Strong, but Roddy getting in the quickness, getting in some strength spots, even really impressed. If you don't know who Roderick Strong is,
now you do.
This match is one of many that I would recommend to introduce you to Roderick Strong. It's just fantastic work. And it's the match I would probably suggest to introduce you to Drew Galloway, a.k.a. Drew McIntyre.
The only nitpicks I had for the match were the 2 fucking commercial breaks during your fucking title match and your fucking main event on your own proprietary fucking streaming service.
Yeah.
Fucking morons.
Yeah, this is stupid. That's just
pretty much it's my only gripe for the match there.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the match. The one thing I was thinking about, because everybody's been speculating about the whole Undisputed and Roddy Strong, because Roddy Strong is Mr. ROH.
Mr. ROH Roddy Strong.
They're from ROH, so that makes sense. And they're all relatively the same size, and they're, he's obviously the best worker between the 4 of them. Although Fish and O'Reilly are really close. I'm going to say they're really close, but they're not as good as him.
Yeah, if I could only see one of them, it would be Roddy, but it's close. Yeah. Adam Cole, I would say, is the worst worker, but the best promo.
Yes. What is my... Okay, so my opening note was Smacky Taters versus Wadwick. Guaranteed fuck finish. on this week's version of the Book It Wrong Olympics, which there, spoiler alert, there was not.
Yeah, they didn't mess that up. Thank God.
Yeah. There's and then the reason I figured it would be is because if they're going to have Roddy Strong join Undisputed Era, it makes sense for them to do a little ambush, sneaky tactics, and get him the title right away. Therefore, hey, you're in the man, you're with us. Come on, you're the champ. We helped you get the championship. You're in. That makes a lot of sense, but it doesn't make any sense to immediately supplant the leader of your new faction that you just created. So I can see where they wouldn't do that. Even though this could be like a Hulk Hogan and Macho Man are both in the NWO kind of situation.
Could see that, yeah.
Yeah, and also I liked, before the match even started, I loved the fact that McIntyre didn't stand up and reveal how much bigger than he was, because at a distance, distance is a thing, and you lack perspective. You know intellectually that he's bigger, but not how much. And he kind of took a knee and held his title, and then they announced Roddy Strong, and then they announced him. And as they announced him, he stood up right in front of Roddy Strong, and everybody went, "Oh, okay."
It's the little things that make a huge impression.
Indeed. Yeah, I enjoyed that. The backbreaker on the ring steps was sick. And then more commercials. And then your boy Mauro Ranallo said, it's turned into an epic confrontation. And my note here says, well, I'm glad that someone gets to watch the whole match. And it was just an excellent match from start to finish. There were a number, and I was surprised this wasn't your nitpick, but there was a number of like big time false finishes.
I'm okay with that with a Roderick Strong title shot match, because he's been so determined to get the title that there was a storyline that made the false finishes work. Yeah.
Let's see. Roddy hit a Tiger Bomb, aka Tiger Driver. That was not the finish. Your boy Smacky Taters hit an Avalanche Air Raid Crash. That was not the finish, which was awesome because it gave Roddy a little... I can see the big man kicks out of a smaller dude's powerbomb. Okay. But the smaller dude kicks out of an Avalanche Air Raid Crash? Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's a statement.
This whole matchup sets up Roderick Strong still as a legitimate title contender.
Yeah.
He's badass.
Yeah, and then Roddy Strong hit the sick kick. That wasn't the finish. I'm like, what the... I have just like, this isn't the finish? This isn't the finish? And then, good finish. Because McIntyre had to hit the... can't remember which one he hit first.
Future Shock DDT and the Claymore.
Yeah, he hit the Future Shock DDT, a.k.a. the Dirty Deeds, a.k.a. the Even Flow DDT, a.k.a.
Mind you, he does it much better than Dean Ambrose.
Correct. A.k.a. the Double Underhook DDT. And then sat Roddy back up, looked in his eyes, pushed him off, went back in the corner, really hesitated and really thought about it, and really kind of didn't want to do it. But then he hit him with the big sick kick, a.k.a. the Claymore, and that was the finish. And I thought that was excellent. I thought that sold all of the things. Respect, reluctance, all kinds of conflict. Yeah, I liked it.
You had the reluctant handshake at the end even. And then Roddy heads off and Adam Cole, baby! Comes out to give Roddy a little "You belong with us" speech.
Yeah. And Roddy sold, trepidation, confusion, maybe a little, hesitation towards, should I? Why shouldn't I? What would stop me from joining these guys?
Also, I like this storyline because I think it works if Roddy goes heel and joins them, and it works if Roddy stays face and fights them.
Yep. He sold all of the things, and now everybody's going to want to know. I don't think he's going to join. He's obviously, they need more faces, and they need faces to face up against the heel faction. So my prediction is not so much with the heel joining.
I mean, I think you got a lot of faces, because, you got Mustache Mountain, Sanity's going face at this point, basically. Yeah. You got McIntyre. Like, I think you got a pretty freaking solid coalition.
Yeah, but they're so disparate. They have different gimmicks. They have different angles. Like, it would be... I could totally see McIntyre and Roddy Strong teaming up. I couldn't see McIntyre and Sanity teaming up. That doesn't make any sense.
No, Sanity, I think, ends up being almost the third side in this overarching story arc.
Yeah, so... I mean, I still think they would keep him face. It's obvious that it's working really well. They should probably keep him face for the first couple years he's on the main roster as well, and then have him totally stab someone in the back and crush them. It would be awesome.
I do kind of wish that they had Bobby Roode hold the belt for a little bit longer so Adam Cole and company could cost him the belt, because it would make more sense as to why Bobby Roode is actually a face on SmackDown as opposed to, because I think he's the only NXT call-up who's gone from being a heel to a face. Just basically because, hey, I'm on the main roster, I'm a face.
Yep.
So, it would have been interesting if they had tried to make that work from a logical booking standpoint. But, I mean, I know the main roster does what it wants with the NXT talent, so I'm not even going to fault anyone in NXT for that. Just kind of it would have been especially awesome if they could have made that happen.
They could have, but they chose not to.
Mm-hmm. So that was really good. Let's talk about Hell in a Cell.
Well, I'm going to tell you exactly who's going to win. Are you ready?
All right.
Benjamin and Gable, McMahon, Jinder Mahal, New Day, Charlotte Flair, AJ Styles is going to win, Bobby Roode, and Orton.
I got literally all the same winners. Like, I really want Kevin Owens and Rusev to win, but I do trust the company to actually, make the right call.
No, it's yeah. Well, they're moving Owens to Raw apparently, and they've pretty much announced this ahead of time, so they've killed their own feud.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest,
he blatantly pointed out that McMahon's lost every single match he's been in since he rejoined the company, so they've got to give him a win.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that he would go anyways, because, I mean, he's having a Hell in a Cell match with the guy running his brand. So, I'm not overly certain how you have that happen and then have him stay on the same brand. So, I think the transfer kind of has to make sense in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I mean, it should... Also, why is it a Falls Count Anywhere Hell in a Cell match? Like,
they do, and don't they? Like, isn't that...
Well, this implies that, like, they're going to go outside the Hell in the Cell to do the fall or something. I'm just like, it's dumb.
Okay. Imagine me drawing a giant letter K in the air right now. It's how much I care.
Yeah. Nakamura should win, but yeah, Jinder will win because they still haven't given up on this, despite the fact that their subscription numbers in India are going down. Why is Mahal still the champion?
If they put the belt on Nakamura and pushed him to the moon, they could make $750 million this year before the end of the year. But they won't.
They will not, because they don't know how to use Nakamura.
They don't have a clue. Oh, we got this really charismatic guy who can win matches and is awesome in the ring. If only we had a track record booking people like that. What's that? Sean? What? No, Sean, keep it down. We don't want to hear about your new movie.
Yeah. Gable Benjamin makes sense to win because we're talking about we're moving along with the hype roads. I think destruction and eventual one of them turns heel.
Oh, Ryder was going to turn heel like 6 months ago, but
yeah, they've delayed this to the point where like it's becoming boring at this point. New Day retain the titles. I could see the Usos winning that, I guess, if they want to just hot potato the belt, but like it should be the New Day.
It so much.
Yeah, no, it should be the New Day. Natalia's always been a transitional champion, so yeah, Charlotte takes that.
It's a total shitty deal. She should be a long-term champion.
Yeah. Maybe not at this point because she's getting a little bit up there in age, but she should have been at some point in her career and never has been.
Yeah.
Which is really sad.
You know what they should do is they should do like a main event Mafia for the women. They should have Natalya and Nikki James, and maybe they could have Lita do like, valet type duties. Maybe if they could get Trish Stratus back involved, Trish
Trish is making too much money on the outside world, but
yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, you could do Lita. Yeah, that would work. AJ Styles over Corbin makes sense really from like all angles. They're still trying to punish Baron Corbin. He just lost a match to Dillinger, so why the hell would he win the title? And AJ's just the better champion.
Maybe at the pay-per-view AJ Styles will throw some shit around and like, no, I'm the champion. We're gonna have this dude in the match too. Maybe.
I could see that. Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler. I mean, Ziggler's gonna do the job to the NXT new guy. That is his gimmick now.
Yeah. The only reason he would get a win here is to further a feud, but his contract's up like in December.
And I don't think he has any interest in re-signing. And if I were him, I wouldn't.
I fucking would not. I would run Do Not Walk to New Japan and or ROH and or PWG. I wouldn't go with TNA. They're a little shaky.
They're a little shaky right now, yeah.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. It's a shame because apparently Ziggler has a lot of allies in the back. It's just he has one guy who is not a fan of him. And that one guy, his name is Vince.
Yup.
And, Orton will beat Rusev because they're still punishing Rusev for marrying Lana.
Who wouldn't?
And getting a haircut.
Yeah. Dude, his haircut looked great.
It's so... Rusev, most mishandled talent, 2017. And that's an impressive title because almost everyone is mishandled.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be back sometime next week. We got the Thanksgiving, so we'll be on hiatus for a couple days.
Who's anus?
Hiatus, not anus.
Oh, my bad.
Then we'll be back with the Lucha Underground Ultima Luchatress Part 2.
See, Dose, come on, man.
Dose.
Hooray.
That's really about it. We still have the King of Pro Wrestling card to do at some point. Do we know if that's coming out in English or not?
I don't know yet, but I would assume so. They had Kevin Kelly hyping the shit out of that. There has to be an English translation for it, and that is probably wasn't that in late October?
No, it's in a couple of days, I think.
Hold on, let me keep talking. I'll find out.
That's just really all I had. It's kind of really all we had, kind of brewing.
God damn it! Oops, wrong link.
So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to Hell in a Cell. I mean, Hell in a Cell matches are usually fun, although dedicating a pay-per-view to them definitely lessens the excitement. And it's the same with TLC and stuff like that. Even the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, not really, and it's not just when WWE does it. Like TNA does their lockdown pay-per-view, same kind of problem. Is everything's in a steel cage, it lessens the impact of the actual cage.
King of Pro Wrestling is going to be Sunday night, Monday morning.
There we go.
Very nice. We probably went over to the lineup already. Wow, my mouse is dying, I think. I keep losing power.
So we'll have that sometime next week, and we'll also have Lucha Underground Ultima Lucha Dos. Tres Part Dos. And until then, have a happy Thanksgiving. Get yourself all fat on the turkey and the stuffing and stuff, and get off of Byron's lawn. Because it's Thanksgiving. What are you doing on his lawn?